The village of Chandapur was small, quiet, and simple. Green fields surrounded it, stretching far into the horizon like a sea of swaying grass. Every morning, the villagers woke up at dawn, carried their sickles and baskets, and worked under the rising sun. Children played barefoot on the dusty paths, chasing kites made of old paper. Life was ordinary, predictable, and peaceful. But everything changed on a morning no one would ever forget. It began with a clucking sound outside the hut of Ramu, the poorest farmer in Chandapur. He lived alone in a crumbling hut at the edge of the village, where weeds grew taller than the walls and the roof leaked whenever it rained. Ramu had nothing but a small patch of land, 2 goats, and endless debts. His neighbors often whispered that he was cursed with bad luck. That morning, when Ramu opened his door, he saw a hen sitting proudly on the dusty ground. But this was no ordinary hen. Its feathers shimmered faintly in the sunlight, as if brushed with gold dust. Its eyes were sharp, glowing like amber stones. Ramu rubbed his eyes, wondering if hunger was making him hallucinate. The hen clucked once, hopped closer to him, and then, right before his eyes, it laid an egg. Not a white egg, not a brown egg, but a golden egg, shining so brightly that Ramu had to shield his eyes. His heart pounded. He picked up the egg with trembling hands. It was heavy, smooth, and real. Gold, pure gold. Ramu shouted so loudly that half the village came running. Look what I have. The villagers gasped. Some crossed their arms in disbelief. Others rubbed the egg with their sleeves, trying to see if the color would come off. But it did not. It was no trick. The news spread like fire. By noon, the entire village of Chandapur knew about Ramu's miraculous hen. By evening, arguments had already begun. "This hen belongs to all of us," shouted Harilal, the village headman. "It was found in Chandapur, so its eggs must be for everyone." "No," Ramu cried, clutching the hen tightly to his chest. "It came to my doorstep. It is mine, mine alone." The villagers muttered among themselves. Some agreed with Harilal, others with Ramu. But no one could deny that the hen was extraordinary. The next morning, the hen laid another golden egg, and the next day, another. Soon, Ramu's life began to change. He sold the first egg in the city and returned with money enough to repair his hut, buy new clothes, and pay off half his debts. The villagers watched with envy as the man who once wore torn rags now walked proudly in new sandals. But something strange happened on the 4th day. That morning, when the hen laid her egg, Ramu could not resist the temptation. "If I break it open, perhaps it will have jewels inside," he whispered to himself. He grabbed a rock, lifted it high, and smashed it down on the egg. The moment the rock touched the shell, the egg shimmered and dissolved into golden dust. Then, with a soft hum, the dust rose into the air, glowing like 1,000 fireflies, before vanishing into nothingness. Ramu fell to his knees, stunned. The villagers who had gathered gasped. "The egg is cursed," one cried. "No," said another, wide-eyed. "It disappears when you try to destroy it." The villagers began experimenting. The next time the hen laid an egg, they tried cutting it with a knife. The egg vanished. They tried throwing it into a fire. The egg vanished. They tried keeping it locked inside a box. At night, it vanished on its own. No matter what they did, every golden egg remained solid and real only when left untouched. The moment greed tried to break it, it dissolved into a glowing whisper of light, like a secret prayer floating into the wind. From that day on, the hen became both a blessing and a mystery. Some villagers respected it, bowing their heads each morning when the hen laid its egg. Others grew restless, their eyes burning with greed. "What use is gold if we cannot melt it? What use is wealth if it disappears?" They muttered angrily. And thus began the greatest test Chandapur had ever faced.